What is life without death?
Don't it seem like
Yeah, man. So I'm coming on here to just talk about something. There won't be any videos or clips or anything like that. It's just gonna be me talking. And I've been meaning to do this for a while. I've been doing like a video journal to myself when I do these, but yeah. So on the first, which is 16 days ago, it's been a little over 2 weeks now. Um, we uh we lost our dog, Ali. Um, you know, and I've lost a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people. I won't say I've lost a lot of people. I lost my great grandmother, and I lost my uncle, and I lost my auntie. Um, those are like three people that I know that in my family that I was close to that I lost. I had a person from middle school die, you know, and all those deaths. I didn't really cry. It didn't really. I don't know. It affected me, but not in a way that losing this dog got me, which makes me kind of sad because I'm definitely one of those people that has always said, why do people care so much about dogs but don't care about humans? But I know that I care about humans. But I understand it now. Like I understand the perspective. But I think the lesson that I'm coming on here to share is important, and it's not just for losing a dog, it's for losing anybody that you're close to or attached to. So just for a little background, we adopted our dog Ali last year, like literally right around this time. My wife had been begging for a dog like forever, and I hadn't given in or whatever. I didn't give in. I didn't give in. I didn't give in because I was just kind of like, it's another expense, yada yada yada. So, we finally rescued a dog from a shelter, and his name was Ali. And Ali was immediately a part of our family. He loved us, uh, almost like instantaneously. And he grew more and more comfortable with us. I'll say that. We finally, we got to a point where we were so much closer than what had been when we started when we first got him. So, but Ali was just like a member of our family, and you don't realize how attached you are to something until it's gone. And yeah, so like I ended up, and this is what I told my wife. I'm like, I don't want to end up being the person that's taking care of this dog. Well, funny enough, most of the time, pretty much during the week, I ended up being the person taking care of the dog. Walking, feeding him, making sure he got everything done, and especially towards the end of his life. So let's talk about the end of his life. About 2 months ago, we found out he had megaesophagus. Let's start off with this. So when we got Ali, right, we were under the impression that he was 2 years old, and his breed lives to be about 10 or 15, which was perfect for us. We were about to have our daughter, and getting a dog that would grow up with her would be fantastic. So we thought he was 2. We took him to the vet when we first got him. We found out he was 4. We took him to another vet that we kind of stayed with. Found out he was 8. They thought he was 8, and the estimate of his age just kept growing, growing. So he was a much older dog than we were led to believe. His whole mane was gray already, and like he was peppering in a bunch of places. Like you could see, especially towards the end of his life, he was aging. And so he had. We found out, you know, and it's strange how this happened, right? So I'm walking him one day, and I'm like, he's coughing really bad. He's throwing up, babe. He's not eating. He's not drinking. So we're like, what do we do? We find out we need to send him to the emergency vet. So we send him to the emergency vet. And while I'm walking, it's the spot that he lays down in. And this spot is going to become important in a second in the story. But there's a spot that he lays down in. And yeah, he laid down in this spot, and he wouldn't move anymore. And my dog loved walking. And there's three things about his walk. One, there's nothing you can say to him to stop him from doing his walk. Two, he had to have his walk every single day, and the longer you waited, the more pissed off he got. And three, he nothing on his walk would ever stop him. So he stopped because he was lethargic. It looked like he was just taking in the atmosphere, but he was tired. So we take him to the emergency vet. They tell us he has megaesophagus, which is something that you only have when you're an older dog. So he was probably older than 8, you know, way older than 8 years old. Probably he was probably at the end of his life expectancy, probably in that 10 to 15 range, which sucks for us because we literally only had him for a year. But we found out he has mega esophagus, and that was the first time we were kind of like, oh crap, what are we gonna do? They were kind of making it seem like, oh, there's no treatment for this, so we were like, oh no, we gotta put him down. But they were like, you can take him home, you can give him this medicine, see how it works. So we fought for our dog, and he fought for us. And we brought him home. He was on his medicine routine. Things were, I wouldn't say great, but he was definitely getting better, getting back to being himself on a regular basis, which was super great for us. And we enjoyed. And then it happened. So my wife was taking him on a walk again, and he tore his ACL on the walk, and it was in the exact same spot he sat down the first time when he got sick. And it's crazy. So he tears his ACL. We don't know this at the time. He's limping. He won't walk. So then we take him to another emergency vet, and they basically tell us, he's torn his ACL. We can give him some pain medication, but you're either gonna have to have surgery on this, and the survival rate for surgery for older dogs is not good, or you can try an at-home treatment, but the likelihood of that working is like 20%. And then the third option, which they never give you, is euthanasia. You got to put the dog down. So we were just crying and crying and crying because we knew what it meant. And so we got our last day with our dog, Tuesday the 1st. And he wasn't himself at all. Like, nothing close to himself. He was so hopped up on the pain medication. The only time that he was kind of sort of himself was when we put him in this wagon and we took him on his last walk. Needless to say, that was the day that we put him down, and it's been a challenge, to say the least, ever since. So I just I do miss him, and we do still love him. We bought him a stone that's at his favorite tree spot, and we're doing everything we can to remember him. And I walk every single day for my dog. Like, I go on a walk for him because that's what he enjoyed to do, and I'm starting to learn I enjoy walking too. Like, walking, getting outside, feeling the sun, feeling the fresh air. Even when it was cold, I was doing this. Feeling all of that, just, it made me feel so good. And so I do it every single day. I'm gonna do it today. I have not missed a single day. I take his collar with me every time I walk. I do that in remembrance of him. But what is the lesson about loss? I'm sure people out there right now are going through some sort of loss, whether that's a pet, a family member, or anything like that. Loss. A lot of people ask why. And I've been reading a lot more lately, and I'm starting to understand something. Would life have any meaning if it went on forever? Would joy mean anything without pain? Would winning mean anything without losing? Do you get what I'm saying? Life is so special because it ends. Because it comes to an end. The memories of the time you spent with whomever you've lost are so special because those memories come to an end. That time comes to an end. That's what makes it special. There can't be a specialness to life if there is no death. And so I miss my dog. I know I know he knew that we loved him, and I hope, that he is enjoying heaven where he is. But what would make life special if there wasn't death? And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, especially if you're in a time of grieving right now. And know that it's okay to grieve right now. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. It's okay to cry. It's okay to do whatever you want to do. Um, but we have to grow from loss. And one of the things that I'm growing from is I used to have a fear of death. I was afraid of dying. Maybe because I wasn't living right, or I wasn't always doing the right things, and so I'm afraid to go because I don't want to go to God unclean, But I don't think that fear rests with me anymore, mainly because my life wouldn't have purpose if it just kept going. Think about things in your house, right? That you've had forever, right? Yeah, you've moved on from them. They've been there, but they don't serve their purpose anymore because you've moved on. You get new things, you buy new things, you do new things, right? Those things no longer serve their purpose. If those things lasted forever, those things kind of do last forever. Stuff that you can keep in your house forever. Those things last forever, right? Eventually, they lose their specialness. It's nothing like a brand new couch, right? Because it's new. It hasn't been around forever. But a couch that's 30 years old, people tend to get rid of. That's what I'm saying. It's there is life is not special without death. Joy is not special without pain. And things need to the way God works is amazing to me, and things need to balance themselves out. And so, yes, I enjoyed every moment I spent with my dog. I will miss him dearly. Um, and we miss him as a family, and you know, I don't think we'll be moving on anytime soon, getting a new dog. But I do miss him. But loss is important. I feel all of the feelings. You know, um, do whatever it is you need to do to kind of make it through whatever loss you're going through. And my heart and prayers are out to you. I'm doing the same thing. And again, I never thought I would be this person. All those people that cried over dogs, losing their dogs, stuff like that. I never thought I would be that person until I got a dog, right? And I understand the attachment. So it's just kind of like I get it. I get it now. So yeah, just know that. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts on loss. What do you think about losing someone? Have you experienced any loss in your life? And yeah, I will be back, man, when I'm ready to run my mouth again.